Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures, and as you see today, I'm out in what we call the seed shed. This is where we germinate our seeds for sale and for our own personal gardens. So last spring, or I should say last summer, Yeti, one of my cats, got in here and kind of dug in the germination table. And since I had to do some repair on that, I thought I'd take you guys over, kind of show you the basic setup of our germination table and get it ready for getting the seeds started. So last year, David John built me this germination table, and it's made out of 2x3s. It's got a piece of OSB for the floor underneath, and underneath in this area is a layer of the rigid foam. I think it's about an inch with the reflective side up, just to help reflect heat up. And then we've got lots of silica sand stuck. And the cables that we're using in here, they are specifically designed for doing this sort of thing. They are ground contact heat cables. So they're kind of like the ones that you put on your Raptor or your gutters to keep them free of ice. But these ones go a little warmer and just speeds up the germination of the seeds by about between 4 and 6 days. So I have, let's put you back on the here. Let's move you guys. So I have already gone through and added, you guys are kind of crooked, added about 15 gallons of water to this, because you don't want the sand to be dry, because then you can burn out your cables. You don't want it swimming in water, but you definitely want a good layer of water in there just to make it work. And now I'm going to go back and put the rest of the sand down and get it leveled off. So here in probably about a week, I'll be plugging it in and starting some of the stuff that's a little fragiler and takes a little longer to get going and get good and big. So let's get this thing put back together. And you can kind of see here the different variations in the color of the sand. Like this is still dry. We're down here, it's like beach sand where it's nice and wet. But I have gone through, and it was basically just in this area that Yeti had scratched up, so I got all the cables and made sure that there's none crossing, because you don't want any to cross because they'll burn and short out. And I did forget to mention that it is double lined with heavy duty plastic, just to keep the water from leaking out. So got that back corner is a little fuller than it should be, but it's got good amount of water in there. So I'm going to put the trays on it, just as a precaution in case Master Yeti gets back in here. At least it will be covered, because that's what happened last summer, was I'd taken a couple trays off and he had access, and kitties will be kitties. So I'm going to grab my trays wherever they're at and put it out, and then I'll show you another couple cool things about the seed shed, and then we'll go up and take a look at the hoop house after a decent amount of snow had gone on it. And there, that is ready to get some seeds, or get it plugged in and warmed up and get seeds going. So I did drop the lights down. They are Daylight Deluxe LED bulbs. They may have to come down a little further, but we'll see how this goes. And then over here in this menagerie, I've just got the LED Daylight Deluxe bulbs up above, Black Magic multicolored LED grow lights down lower. And as you see, I do have the Black Magics basically set up so a plant tray will go right underneath with the bulb right on top of it. So I have this set up over here, and then these inexpensive ones that I picked up from Amazon. Got those trays spots there, and over here on that shelf, my really big citronella did not like coming inside, so I had to prune her down, but she is making a recovery. All the palms that I have out here are doing really good. And one of my favorite things is the propane heater. A, it saves on the electric bill for the little electric backup heater, and B, it keeps it nice and warm in here. Usually have it set about 65 degrees, which, like if I'm up here doing something, I will bump it up a little bit because that's a little cool for me. But I have gotten the work table all cleaned off. Got my germination trays bleached and sterilized. Have the black pots to get stuff started. More black pots down there. And over here, got all my stuff ready to go. And this year, it's going to be even more organized because I got plant labels, so I can label each pot and know a little better what it is. So let's put our coats on and take a walk out on the icy walkways and check out the hoop house. So as you see, the walkway is a little icy. But the hoop house has really no snow on the roof. And there is a couple things that we're going to have to fix on the hoop house come this spring. Let me show you what the first one is. Oh, it's not bad. The ground has kind of heaved, and as you see, the doors don't really want to work, but that one opened nicely for me. But we did get the 2 grapes that are in the pot brought in, and all the asparagus, and we just have them down the middle. And when we had that really heavy snowstorm, the one side of the hoop house did kind of cave in under the weight of the snow. I've got some pictures, I'll insert them here. And what I decided to do to help, because bouncing it didn't really get it to slide off like I was hoping. Part of it was because the inside is just condensated with water, and the water froze to the outside, and it just basically sandwiched with the plastic in the middle, and I was afraid I was going to poke a hole in the plastic. But what I got to help get snow off the hoop house is I got this squeegee with a rubber or a sponge blade on it, so I can easily just wipe off the snow and don't have to worry about anything sharp poking holes in the plastic. Not too sure about my mums, but down inside there is green growth, so looks like I'll just have to this spring go through and clip all the oldie moldy tops off them. And the sun was out on this earlier, as you see, all the condensation water, and it's about 38 in here. I think it was probably up to 40 in here, and outside it's about 34, 35 degrees, so definitely did heat up in here a lot more. The ground is still, oh no, the ground is not frozen. Last time I checked it, it was frozen solid as a rock. So definitely will be nice knowing that, because I might be able to start my brassicas at the end of the month like I did last year, because I'll be able to get them in here way early. But like I said, we did have that week of super cold weather. It was down into the single digits, negative degrees, and then we had a huge snowstorm after it. All the birds did good, so let's go take a quick look at the birds. And as you hear behind me, all the geese are doing really good. But I know it was nicer when they would hide around the corner. But that turkey right there is Professor's son. So Professor and Shadow did wind up having the one Jake and 2 hens. And it's just a muddy, pooey, icy mess. But I did go through this morning and give everybody a fresh layer of pine shavings. And I do have a hen that's starting to nest in one of the boxes in the back, which I'm collecting eggs because I'm not having babies this early in the year. But in here, as you see, they've refound the dusting bowl. Got new shavings put down for them in here. Oh my gosh. Look at that little hen. She's confused. Got 2 feathers of a rooster. Like that pretty boy there. But definitely a little hen. This is Master. And I usually don't try to pet them or pick them up without gloves on because I like my fingers. They've nipped at me a couple times, but they've never bit me. But they are, especially Loki, Odin, and Thor, are full males. So gotta just be kind of careful around the geese, but at the same time I want them to be uber socialized, so hopefully when the girls go to sit on a nest they're not going to be too nasty. Plus it's nice just having nice geese as opposed to mean geese. Let's go in the house and I'll show you project that, I should show you a project that David John's been working on before I go down to the house. Just because I like walking on the ice fields. So where David John works at Ace and Rathdrum, they've got this gentleman that brings in this wood and he sells it for kindling wood. And David John, just for convenience for me, so I don't have to split as much firewood, just started picking some up. And this stuff looks like it's coming from a cabinetry business. I mean, pretty nice pre-cut lengths of wood, couple different thicknesses, couple different colors. But for Christmas, David John made my sister-in-law and my brother a birdhouse out of these pieces of wood. And here's another one that he created. So it's just the like narrow lathing here, and then he does it in the style of a log cabin, and then just has a plank of cedar on the bottom. But they turned out uber cute. So for my project, and like I said, I'll take you down to the house and show you that. But so that's kind of what David John's been doing in his spare time, is working on building, or starting working on building birdhouses for sale. So go down to the house and I'll show you what my artsy fartsy projects are. So the projects that I've been working on is we took some of those lathing pieces, trimmed them all the same length, and basically made blank canvases. I've gotten through and painted them white to do storyboards on. And I've got a couple, it's like, this one is completely done. It's just the pine tree with bough with the pine cones, the moose, and the welcome. That one's kind of for us, but I've started, like, this one says, do what you love. And this one is an aspen forest with a moose. I am going to be putting at the top, welcome. And then there's one with a deer head, and it's going to have welcome at the top also. And then the second one that I did, because the first one was the moose one that's completely done. The second one I did, I got a little involved in painting it. And it's not quite done yet, but it's basically a mountain scene with some evergreens and then some blackbirds in the background. And I've got this arrow stencil that I'm going to paint a red arrow, crossed arrows on it. I don't know, I just felt inspired to do this layered effect. Definitely was more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. But another thing I've been doing is David John got these little birdhouses from Walmart, and I'm painting these up, and we're going to have these for sale also. So they have I painted them green, and then I did the copper metallic paint over the top, so it looks like they've got copper ribs. I don't know, just something fun. I think he's trying to keep me busy and not go stir crazy and start planting stuff too early. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? I don't think I've ever shown this on my channel. But we have this newt, or no, we have this gecko. Focus on him, not the dirt. And usually you don't see him during the day. But his name is One-Eyed Willie because when we adopted him, he only had the one eye. Have no idea how old he is. We've had him for, I think, 6-8 years. And we just keep buying him crickets and he just keeps trucking along. So, but he's kind of an interesting pet to have in your living room. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and we'll be back with the next one, and who knows what it will involve. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you then. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and until next Sunday, have a good week. Bye.